Our industry has always been sexist.
Dress sexily, push up bras encourage, show cleavage.
Have you ever been watching a film and you notice the camera stays focused on the female's body a little longer than necessary without adding to the storyline? Or have you noticed an advertisement that women are scantily clad for no apparent reason? This is most commonly connected with the male gaze theory. The term male gaze is coined and discussed by Laura Mulvey in her essay Visual Pleasure and Narrative Cinema in 1975. It means the quality of a visual work where the audience is put into the perspective of a heterosexual man. In other words, those visual works are created to please a heterosexual male audience. The male gaze consists of three different gazes. The first one is the look of the camera that records the film. The second one is the look of the characters in the film. The third one is the look of the audience that views the film. Mulvey introduced the idea of male gaze by saying that women are often portrayed as objects because of the lack of diversity of directors, since men are mainly in control of the camera. This is obviously true even in nowadays. The report from the Center for the Study of Women in Television and Film at San Diego State University found that women directed just 7% of Hollywood's top 250 films last year. Also, men were in charge of 85% of all US movies. Although there are female directors such as Kathryn Bigelow and Martha Coolidge, men are still dominating the film industry. This situation continues to contribute to the idea of male gaze. A good example would be the movie Transformers. This movie is directed by Michael Bay, a male director. Throughout the movie of Transformers, the camera often stays focused on Megan Fox's body, sometimes even a little longer than necessary. In one of the scenes, the camera even moves slowly from a close-up shot of Megan Fox's butt to her waist, her breasts, then to her face. This type of scenes happens because of the desire of the man behind the cameras. In different visual work, most of the women are stereotyped with certain elements, passive, weak, or simply just an object. And according to ATTN.com, about 1 in 3 female movie characters are shown nude or wearing sexy clothing. For example, the movie The Wolf of Wall Street. Naomi, the main female character played by Margot Robbie, is wearing sexy clothing or even being nude in some scenes. Other female characters are always wearing sexy clothing to seduce male characters in the movie, as well as the male audience who are watching the movie. Similar examples can also be found in other types of visual work, such as the ladies in different beer advertisements, or singers in different music videos, such as Taylor Swift in Bad Blood, Miley Cyrus in Wrecking Ball, and Rihanna in Umbrella. Besides wearing very little to show her body parts, Nicki Minaj in Anaconda even shows her cleavage extensively and twerks a lot throughout the entire music video. And when I look into the recent Grammy Award winners for the best music video, quite a number of them have women in their music video who are wearing sexy clothing, doing sexy moves, or having any other elements that please a heterosexual male audience, such as in the songs Suit and Tie, Boom Boom Pow, Bad Blood, We Found Love, and Bad Romance. Movie theaters provide an environment for voyeurism. Together with the content or visual work shown on the silver screen, heterosexual male audiences entertained. However, it is interesting that in nowadays, women are the majority of the movie audience. The Theatrical Market Statistic Report released by the Motion Picture Association of America in 2014 stated that women make up 52% of the population when it comes to actual movie going. Then, are women watching what they want to watch in the cinema? To extend from the statistic, does it mean that the idea of male gaze is declining, whereas the idea of female gaze is rising? Meanwhile, I would say it's uncertain. It is no doubt that Laura Mulvey's theory is still valid today, which is male gaze is still dominating the visual work industry, especially when we consider the perspectives of directors and characters. However, with the increase of female directors and the resistance from the women, I believe that the idea of male gaze will eventually be neutralized, not only in the movie industry, but in other visual work industries as well. In nowadays, many celebrities and feminists are voicing out the necessity of the equality between male and female gaze, such as Jennifer Lawrence, Emma Watson, Carey Mulligan, and Rose McGowan. And in some nowadays visual work, there are women who challenge the male gaze. For example, Emma Swan in Once Upon a Time, played by Jennifer Morrison. In the last episode of Season 3, Emma reacts to a man's attempt to save her by saying, "The only one who rescues me is me." And another example, Olivia Pope in Scandal, played by Kerry Washington. In one scene, she says to President Grant that, "I am not a toy you can play with when you are bored or lonely or horny." These examples show that male gaze is now being challenged. In conclusion, Laura Mulvey's theory of male gaze is still valid, not only in the movie industry, but also in the advertising industry and the music industry. However, in the coming future, I'm sure that it will be neutralized.